Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachawadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of quick and important information being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Vladimir Kornilov. Time to drop our illusions. The West is waging a war to destroy Russia. And, you know, based on what this man said here, you can link it up with biblical prophecy. Because in the book of Isaiah 13 verse 17, did not the Lord say that he would stir up the Medes against the Babylonians? Which the modern day Medes are the Russians. So the modern day Babylonians will be the United States of America. Now, before I get into that scripture, here it says Moscow's enemies wants to land a fatal blow on the country, whether if it's via nuclear arms or whether if it's through how the West did it during the Soviet Union era, when Russia was in its glory, and the United States hired economic hitmen to basically go into the country and basically put the economy in shambles. So it says some even want to dismember it. You see what I mean? Economic hitmen. It says, and here comes Bucha 2.0, another provocation where Ukraine has allegedly discovered mass graves of victims shortly after Russian troops have withdrawn. This time in Izium, what it amounts to is clear evidence that along with the development of the military conflict in Ukraine, the informational special operations against Russia is intensifying. It's not even about Kiev's reaction. Officials there concoct primitive fakes against our state and the army nonstop around the clock. It says the indicator here is the way in which this provocation was immediately picked up by Western politicians who are already urgently calling for an international tribunal to punish Russia. Meanwhile, the West media, in a excited push, is putting unfounded statements about mass executions and tortures in Izium on its front pages. You know, it says this fakery is crass and easily refuted, but it is clear from this unanimous reaction of the West that no one there cares at all how and when the people buried in a cemetery died. The culprit has been appointed in advance, and it has to be Russia, because only this verdict fits into the overall strategy of the current campaign in Ukraine. I mean, that's all I pretty much need to read there. The point is that Russia is being stirred up against the United States of America, because ultimately we know that the Lord is dealing with Russia, and the Lord is going to use Russia to combat against the United States of America, especially when America makes their move on Iran after the so-called Israelis go into the land of Iran and attack it. So here in Isaiah 13 verse 17 we have, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Now back in the ancient world, the Medes were the Persians. And who were the Medes known for taking down? The Assyrians, the rulers of Babylon, ancient Babylon. So the Babylonians were taken down by the Persians. Now in today's time, okay, the modern day Medes would be the Russians. The modern day Babylonians would be the United States of America. So the Lord is stirring up the Medes against Babylon once again. It says, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Also, let's get that in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. And what are rumors? Rumors is basically it's like a form of gossip. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. So rumors of wars, right? So what are we hearing about? We're hearing about a guy who goes by the name of Vladimir Kornilov, who is basically gossiping, saying that the West is waging a war to destroy Russia. So is not this prophecy being fulfilled? Also, when we go to Luke chapter 21 verse 9, it says this. It says, Luke chapter 21 verse 9. Bear with me for one moment. This thing is taking its sweet little time here. It's Satan. Luke 21 verse 9, it says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So, hearing of wars and rumors of wars must come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So, with that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.